Hello. I have a few novels on Amazon and I'd like for you to look into them. There's a lot of variety, colorful characters, and locations you'll enjoy. One of my books is titled Murder by Tanto, and most of it takes place in La Jolla, California. A tanto is a Japanese knife or dagger that's used in ritual suicide, or seppuku, as the Japanese call it. You can learn more by reading my novel. I'd like to present an audio version of the first chapter for you now, and I hope what you hear will encourage you to read my book. Here we go. La Jolla, California, 2004. Lance Barwick's private office was fairly typical, with an expansive mahogany desk, leather armchairs and sofa, photographs on the wall, and a collection of international objets d'art. There were two exceptions: an entire wall of tinted glass through which one had a breathtaking view of the La Jolla Cove and the blue Pacific, and another wall of one-way glass through which Barwick could look down on most of the entire bank office on the main floor below. Barwick, an attractive older man with salt and pepper hair, was sitting behind the desk and talking on the telephone. He appeared to be in his 60s. His voice was muted and husky. 7. You know damn well I don't play tennis that early. 9's the earliest I can make it. I'd hardly be awake at 7. Not enough to play tennis at any rate, especially with you. That's how you figure you can whip my ass, huh? The intercom box on his desk buzzed twice, and a green button lit up. Just a second, let me see what this is. He reached across his desk and pushed the green button. Yes? Jake's on too, Mr. Barwick. It was a female voice. Says he wants to touch base with you on something. Tell him to hang on. He quickly pushed the red button next to the green one, and the light went off, then back into the phone. I'll be there at 9, Wolf. That okay? I'll bring the balls. After pausing for a response, okay, buddy. He punched the number 2 button. Jake? Listening then. Sure, in that case, come on in. He hung up the phone. A short, overweight man with a thick head of black hair entered, then shut the door. He wore glasses and looked about 40 years of age. Good morning, sir. How the hell are you, Jake? Everything okay? Barwick remained seated. Oh, yeah, it's just a trainee from our correspondent bank in Japan is arriving at the airport. Now, I was planning to be there, but as you know, the federal bank examiner showed up earlier, and I don't like to leave when they're here, at least not when they first arrive. Hell, I don't want you to leave. Those people start asking me questions, I'd be up the creek. What time's the plane due in? Jake referred to a yellow slip of paper in his hand. 3:18, American Airlines. Barwick glanced at the clock on his desk. I don't see any problem there. I can pick him up. I like to establish a little rapport with these foreign employees. Must be one of Ito's finest. You make the feds happy, Jake. That's much more important. I've got a couple of errands to run, and I could swing by the airport afterwards. Well, that's great, Mr. Barwick. It's a she, though. Oh? What's she going to be doing here? Installment loans, basically, but it's really up to her. Don't have many details on that. How long will she be with us? I'm not sure. That's also up to her and her bank. They're paying for everything. Maybe a month, maybe only a few days. According to the letter from Mr. Ito, she already has some background in installment lending. They just wanted to look over our system and see if they can update and improve theirs. You know the Japanese. Perfection. Sounds more like a courtesy trip for her to California. Feigning puzzlement. Well now, Mr. Ito might have some very special plans for her that we don't know about. He gave Jake a meaningful smile. Where's she going to stay? The Empress Hotel. He asked us to put her up in a nice place. The letter was addressed to you, and you gave it to Rebecca to give to me. I requested that the hotel keep her departure date open. Barwick stood, impeccably dressed in a dark brown suit. He also looked physically fit. Is all the information I need on that paper, flight number and so forth? What's her name? Looking at the piece of paper again. It's all here. M. Ohara. Sounds more Irish to me. They didn't give her first name. He handed the paper to his boss. No apostrophe. It's a Japanese name, he confirmed by using the Japanese pronunciation, Ohara, and quickly eyed the paper as he put it on his desk. I'll get her checked in at the Empress, then I'll probably go home. If the feds uncover anything alarming, that's a joke, of course, you can reach me on my cell, okay? Oh, that's fine, sir. I know you always like to meet these foreign bankers, and I thought this might give you a chance to get acquainted. I'd suggest you take one of our bank placards so she'll know who you are. That's what I usually do. The airport might be crowded. Makes it a little more easier. Responding instantly and in rapid-fire delivery. Oh, I'll spot her in 2 seconds, Jake. 5 feet tall, 98 pounds, buck teeth, glasses, a camera around her neck, and of course, a laptop. He smiled. I'll take the placard, though, just to be on the safe side. Yeah, the correspondent relationships are very important, especially with all the global crap that's going on. I'd like to keep them happy, Mr. Ito in particular, and on our side. I much prefer to have the contacts coming here than for me to go there, where I'd no doubt get my butt shot off or be kidnapped for a ransom. I used to do it, Jake, but not anymore if I can avoid it. It's getting too damn dangerous out there. She must be very highly thought of. Jake chuckled in agreement. Yeah, must be. The hotel and meals will cost a few bucks, plus the plane fare. I'll let Brent train her. He's good at that. I can see the look on his face if she mangles the English language. Remember that guy a while back? Every meal I had with him, he ordered papaya. Attempting to imitate him. Papaya, very expensive in Tokyo. He laughed grotesquely. Please ask her to come by shortly after 9 tomorrow morning. It's an easy walk from the Empress to here. Maybe you can show her the route while you're taking her to the hotel. I will, definitely. Then remembering his scheduled tennis match. And incidentally, I have a meeting in the morning. Probably won't be in until after lunch. But again, anything big comes up, call me on my cell. I'll have the vibrator on and call you back in a reasonable length of time. All right, sir. Thanks. Jake exited. Barwick picked up the slip of paper and stared at the name. That's how Chapter 1 ends. I think you'll like the story. I hope you'll read it.